I'll be right back.
Oh,
Give me
okay.
like not even 5 seconds. I have to run across the hall and I'll run right back. Forgot that there is there though. You know what? Keep the video going to see how I get out of the room.
He's got it. He's gonna shimmy out of there. Yeah, look at him.
Yeah. He hasn't had enough beers.
He's like a snake.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
That's my skeleton in a skin suit.
Hello and welcome back to Sega Spirit Show. It's your healthy dose of blue skies, blast processing, and a whole lot of retro-fueled enthusiasm. I'm Graham, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Scotty Mo. Plus, not one, not three, but two guests, Nic Flair and TBone. So come join us as we celebrate the Sega Community Classics and the Dreamcast. Yesterday, we powered through a full 12-hour Dreamcast marathon in support of ExtraLife, and today, we're reliving every Blue Skies moment, every blast process victory. I know that's the Genesis, but let's go with it anyway. And even the times our controllers almost gave up on us, which is mostly TBone, and we'll share how much we raised for the kids at the hospital, dive into the standout games, recount the funniest and most frustrating moments, and celebrate the incredible Sega community that made it all possible. Plus, we have our usual hot Sega community news, including a brand new 3D platformer for the Dreamcast that's in development, and a port of OutRun on an unlikely system. So plug in your VMU, grab a glass of milk, other beverages are available, and prepare to be transported back to Saturday's biggest Dreamcast party, all here on the Sega Spirit Show! Yes, we're back. Awesome. So, Nic, TBone, welcome to the show. Who are you and what are you doing here? Please introduce yourself. Sorry. Hi. Nic, how are you?
First?
Sure, yeah. No, I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. I've anybody who's listened to anything Scotty's done has at some point heard me pop up. So I don't want to waste anyone else's time. They know why I'm here.
But those who don't know you, like, who are you? What's going on?
Yeah. No, I did stream content and former editor at Sega Addicts.
Nice.
A longtime collaborator with Scotty, a good friend of mine who makes great stuff and brings incredible enthusiasm. So every time Scotty does any kind of podcast project, I always am like, hey man, what's going on? So when do I get a guest spot and then inevitably kill the podcast?
Yep, Static Zone's done. Sega Addicts has been done. Yep, you know.
We're next to go, I guess. Okay, fantastic. Maybe we should move on. TBone, how are you? Who are you? How are you? What's going on?
I'm doing fine. TBone, I've been around with Sega Addicts. That's where I first learned of Nic and Scotty as well. Had some really great times there. A little sad that it still hasn't come back, but it is what it is. Other from that, I stream from time to time. Not exactly a great streamer. My schedule's all over the place, but yeah. Been around with Scotty for a minute, and I'm always happy to be here.
Great. Yeah, well, it's great to have you both on the show. I've sort of met you both briefly in the past, and Nic, we have a fondness of Jackie Chan. I think that's where we bonded together on Scotty's other thing, which is brilliant. Yeah, on the Static Zone podcast. And yeah, Scotty, have you got anything else to add for Nic and TBone?
Everyone here has been in my living room at some point.
Very true.
Yeah, and I will have a quick follow-up from our last episode. When I was looking for something else, Graham, look what I found.
Oh, no. Ooh.
So, listeners, that's right. It's my VIP PAX East lanyard from April 6th through 8th, 2012, with the Alien Colonial Marines logo on it that got me through the line quicker. It is definitely just a laminated, printed out thing. It doesn't even have a thing for the lanyard. They didn't even have time to put a hole in it. Punch a hole in it.
What?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Oh, man.
Of course, I was walking around like Wayne's World, but...
You hold on to
I
that.
just wanted to.
In 100
What'd you say,
years,
Greg?
in 100 years, that's going to be worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Go kids,
We'll
buy
see.
yourself a spaceship. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put it in a time capsule.
Man.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have you both on the show. So this, just for the viewers, listeners, this show is going to be a little bit different. We're still going to cover Sega community news. We're going to also be covering the Dreamcast Marathon that happened just yesterday, which was really awesome. 12-hour Dreamcast Marathon in aid of charity for ExtraLife. Scotty will talk a bit more about that in a little bit. And he's showing off his t-shirt there. Lovely, lovely stuff. I've got my Dreamcast t-shirt on, which I did wear for part of yesterday, so should have probably had a wash, but never mind. And yeah, so you know what? Let's do it. Let's move on with the Sega community news.
So we've got. I actually shot this over to Graham, and I think sometimes I'll shoot news over to Graham when I find it and not clarify anything. I'll just hand him a link and hope that he figures out what I'm doing. But this first object here is a fan made, as most things are we talk about, a full color VMU screen, or called the DreamColor Plus, the Dreamcast controller capable of displaying game info in color and fully wireless. So it is, let me see here. It's by Nye Adventure, which we've covered before on the show.
Mm-hmm.
If no one remembers the name, you'll remember the logo, because it's basically the Sonic Adventure 2 logo that they use for what it is, for their name and everything. But yeah, wireless, the world's first, as they say. It has a built-in VMU, so it is that. It's not, all I said was a VMU screen, but the VMU is in the controller already. So it is a wireless controller with a colored screen, basically. But it does also have rumble support, and it says here without the need for additional accessories. But we're playing some videos of it. They had it at I believe at a show that I forget the name of. Canal 3
or Canal 3, yeah.
Expo?
So yeah. This is pretty cool. They're actually showing the original VMU Sonic Adventure 2, and then they show the new one, basically, which I think is pretty cool. So there is a dongle for your Dreamcast there. And they don't say anything about the distance or anything like that, but I assume it's decent enough that you don't have to be too close. I hope not.
But it's pretty neat. Just one more thing for the Dreamcast that fans are making.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I can take it.
Stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what something like this will cost, because the controller is just a basic white controller is not, I don't think they're expensive. Gosh, I've lost touch with that. I stopped looking at costs of Dreamcast controllers a long time ago.
So I do actually own, on a second, I'm actually going to have to step away from my computer 1 second.
Oh my gosh, looking at price charting, supposedly a complete Dreamcast controller is $45 now. I don't know what that means, though.
Jesus.
Yeah,
wow. Terrible.
I just looked it up on price charting, Graham, when you didn't have your headphones on.
Yeah.
Basic white ass Dreamcast controller goes for $45 complete, whatever that means.
Complete in box?
I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just the controller, is it not?
Yep.
Not. Yeah.
No VMU with it, but Graham's holding up something.
Yeah. So I actually own a wireless Dreamcast controller, which. Where did I get it from? Was it dreammods.net, I think it's called. So this has got built-in Bluetooth. They do sell it with a dongle that plugs into Dreamcast, but I actually bought a daughter board for my Dreamcast which has Bluetooth on it. So this connects to my Dreamcast. Or it did. The battery seems to be dodgy at the moment, so it's not connecting, which is really annoying. Because I was planning, because it could, in theory, connect to the PC. So I was planning on using this yesterday, but couldn't get it to work for my PC. But anyway, yeah. The guy who makes these, he just gets old Dreamcast controllers and then repurposes them, remods them basically. So he adds in Bluetooth and other things. So I think that's what they're doing here. They're taking old controllers, and I can't remember how much this cost. It was quite expensive, but I really wanted it. It's like an oddity. I was like, I want to get it. So hopefully it's going to be a very similar thing with, something like this in a way, but better, I guess.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I would honestly prefer something that lets me use the Saturn 3D analog controller on a Dreamcast, but that would
be awesome.
That would be amazing. That 3D controller for the Saturn was so good.
Yeah, that's my favorite controller of all time. Yeah,
What were you going to say, Nick?
Oh, I love the vibrancy of that little color screen.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
It looked
backlit. I
great.
don't think we mentioned that. I feel like sometimes we just assume we don't have to mention that, but it is backlit.
Yeah. I assume it's built in though, so you can't take the VMU out, I guess, from the way they're
They
describing
never
it.
show the top of it, so I can't tell.
Yeah, the way I've seen it being
I don't know.
described, like time extension, I think the way they describe it, it's built in. Yeah, built in. So it'll come with a built-in VMU capable. So yeah, it sounds like you can't remove it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But there is.
I don't know. I'd still need to see it.
There is that new VMU Pro that's coming out. If you guys don't know about it, which it also has a color screen. So.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that. It was supposed to be connecting through USB-C. I think it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I did see that one. Okay, so you have options. That's good.
There's options. Yeah, so this is exciting. Yeah, I love it. They're making new stuff for the Dreamcast. It's always a good time, I find.
It's still thinking.
It is still thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And moving on to the next bit of news, which is also about the Dreamcast. Oh, I need to go back in the video. This is a video from the Sega Guru, and I forgot to turn off the audio. There we go. But yeah, this is actually for a new indie game built in the Simulance game engine, which is a 3D indie engine.
Driving Strikers.
Yep, by the same engine used for Driving Strikers. It's for this is a new 3D game called MagicDust by a developer called Niels van Son. He actually started this as a university project, and he's still working on it basically. And it's going to be, I think this is the first indie 3D platformer in the works, like that's going to be released properly. Because I know there have been some demos for like 3D platformers that some indie guys have made for Dreamcast, but I think this is going to be a proper release, like a full game that's going to be released. I think it's technically the first one. It's still in early development. Let's just move the screen along a bit. Sorry. It's still in early development and stuff, so the physics and stuff aren't fully mapped out and stuff, but it is playable. They don't really have any enemies on the levels just yet, but it sounds like it's quite an ambitious project. So he's looking at having multiple playable characters, a bit like Sonic Adventure. So I guess with maybe slightly different levels, maybe different stories. It didn't really go into much detail on that. And hoping to also have Shenmue-like cutscenes with full voice acting. Which would be
ambitious.
Very ambitious. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but it could be. You never know. But yeah, it's looking pretty decent. For anyone listening, essentially, it kind of looks like an old school retro 3D platformer with sort of floating platforms around, some bigger platforms that you can easily run across, and you're like a cat basically. It's like humanoid cat person. And picking up tokens, and yeah, I actually quite like the color and stuff they're using. It's not the graphics aren't like the most amazing, but at the same time, it's looking pretty good so far. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The cat is wearing a purple T-shirt and has blue jeans on.
That's all we need to know.
So I honestly thought this was a Saturn game. It does not look like a Dreamcast game. It looks like it's more on level with Saturn, but like you said, it's pretty early. It looks rough right now, but I mean, I can't make something like this, but I did think it was a Saturn game at first.
It does look more 32-bit, but it's a bit sharper than 32-bit, I'd argue. Like often with PlayStation Saturn, you get kind of weird wobbly motion of like 3D objects.
At some point in this trailer, it mentioned the engine that I think it made reference to a modern engine with an emphasis on retro graphics and what have you. And I do remember, I want to say it was the lead artist on Final Fantasy X remarking that it's come all the way around where the kind of visual artifacting that he and his team worked tirelessly to, minimize has become the nostalgia point that people are actively trying to emulate at this point. And he's like, what was my life even about? Like, why did I do this?
Yeah.
That is pretty.
That's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, we have gone full circle. I'm glad that now the trend is, indie games at first, everything was Mega Man and Mario. Then it turned into everything was Metroid. And now we're getting into the, is that the 5th generation, I think, of video games, where everything is weird polygons that were awkward, but the best we could do during that generation.
Yeah.
We made games.
But I think...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry, TBone, you go ahead.
The more and more I'm looking at the loop of this, it bears, in its current state, it bears a resemblance to Bubsy 3D. And I'm not saying that as a bad way, but just how the layout of everything so happens to be. This game has more detail than Bubsy 3D, but I just can't, just get away from this screams Bubsy 3D for the way it looks right now.
Okay, I've never actually played Bubsy 3D. I'm not going to lie, but
don't worry, you're not missing
most
anything.
people have not. Just any, yeah.
Man.
Bubsy back though. Don't worry. They say that like you went anywhere, but whatever.
Bubsy 4D or something's coming out, isn't it? Man,
sure is.
Yeah.
4D.
Yeah. I was just going to say one point on that. The era this is almost emulating in terms of visuals, I feel like was one of the most creative because they couldn't do realistic visuals. They went sort of wacky or out there and stuff. And hopefully maybe indie developers will start doing the similar thing, really creative indie games, because they don't have the technology or the time or ability to actually make crazy advanced realistic games. But
yeah, I remarked this yesterday during the marathon, but I've really appreciated that a lot of independent games go for a very stylistic art direction. I think they are way more memorable, and I made the comparison of going through Sonic Adventures levels and really sticking with some of those designs in my head, even 20, 25 years later. Whereas not to call out, but Last of Us 2, if you've seen kind of one dilapidated building in front of a giant overgrown field, you've seen them all,
Yep.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Right.
And so let's move on to the next bit of news. Scotty, you can take this one.
Ports galore. And we are talking about now OutRun that was on, or they want to put the OutRun game, OutRun. You're in that red car, you're racing, you got choices to make on the paths that you take. That should have been their slogan. But it's going to come out on the Game Boy Color, apparently, by, did say who? Rocket Ship Park. Back in March 2025, they released a demo of it running on the Game Boy Color, and it's moving along, it looks like. It's actually on the full game's on itch.io right now.
Yes, yeah.
Awesome.
So just a little added bit of fact to this, which I thought was quite interesting. The developer originally released it as a demo on itch.io, and in the demo at the start, he kind of said, "Hey Sega, let's talk," because he really wanted to actually work with Sega to make it an official release for the Game Boy Color. It seems like that didn't happen because we haven't heard anything about it. But essentially, he decided just to release the full game on itch.io for free. Because obviously he doesn't have the rights for the music or the game itself, so it's all free. But yeah, so if you want to play it, you can. It can run on emulators, and also if you've got an EverDrive for your Game Boy Color, it will run on that as well. So yeah, there you go.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I know there's something I'm going to download in the near future.
Yeah, but it's cool. Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah,
what was that like? Was that Super Hang-On?
Oh, so yeah, this developer guy actually made quite a few other games on itch.io, which you can also download. Some of them are paid for. This is a bit like Super Hang-On, but this is also for the Game Boy Color as well. But yeah, that's kind of what's showing in the video.
Yeah, if anything, I have to say, I briefly watched this before going live, and the music, of course, they have limitations they have to work with, but I was actually quite impressed with what I listened to. It was not, of course, the original, but it was good. It was a good, similar sort of build to it. I can't find words right now.
For considering it's an 8-bit system that even back in its day when it released was technically using older technology, it's really good. It's quite impressive what they're doing with it. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we're looking at the Game Gear side by side with the Game Boy Color here.
Yeah.
Game Gear's moving a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Must be that portable blast processing.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
And you know it.
There is one gameplay element they said isn't available in the Game Boy Color, which is, when you normally get to the split in the road in the original OutRun, the official ports, it basically, the game keeps playing. So like you see the car drive and go left, for example, if you're going left, and then scenery changes. That doesn't happen on this. You get to the end of the track and then it gives you an option. And depending on which option you select, then the screen goes black and then it comes up with the next bit. But in the video, they sort of say it's actually pretty quick and it kind of doesn't break the flow of the game too much. So, yeah. Yeah. Cool. Anyway, next bit of news.
I was going to say the next step for them is to release it on the Virtual Boy on Nintendo's new thing so that we can pay $100 to play that again, right?
That'd be great. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I can't wait for migraines and headaches and everything.
Now I have
terrible screen.
Yep. And now I've dated the episode. Well, yeah, those people sure are there. Next
bit of news is there is a new point and click adventure game coming to the Sega Genesis. The Sega Genesis or Mega Drive and Mega Drive, same system, different places. Anyway, but basically, it's actually an Alien, as in the Alien franchise inspired point and click horror game for the Mega Drive, called Project Art Demo, and there's not huge amounts on it at the moment, but it's from an Icelandic studio called, I think it's called Airiform or Ariform. I don't know how to pronounce that. Airiform, I'm going to say. And yeah, actually, I didn't click on their actual website. Their website going, which is pretty cool. And well, I thought there's more screenshots on here. Never mind. Sorry, there's some screenshots on their social media. So clicked on the wrong thing. Damn it, Graham. We'll edit this in post. There we go. Let's bring this up. So yeah, there's not much to show at
something.
The moment. Is it? Oh, is there a demo available already?
I believe there's a demo. Yeah.
Oh, I missed out on that. Damn it.
Oops! I just downloaded it. I'm sure I can't play this on my Mac, but
oops! I just downloaded it.
Oh no! What shall you ever do?
No, you know what? I might be able to. What we were testing out for that Zero Tolerance episode, Graham. It looks like that might run this maybe.
Sweet. Okay. Cool.
So, I'm always interested in this stuff, but I cannot play point and click because this is going to sound like an excuse, but like I didn't grow up playing them, so I feel like I will never have that point and click lizard brain tactics that you need to go through stuff like, oh, you have to unlock this door. Well, what you need to do is go to the house across the street, find the candlestick, shove that into this thing, and then that's something that someone else was looking for. If you give that to them, they'll sell you some coins that if you rub on a wall, that'll get you the key that you need to get through that door. Like,
it sounds
like you didn't play Resident Evil.
Well, that's a little different.
I mean, yeah. God. Is it though?
Resident Evil at least talks about the insane people that does those things in universe and why they're crazy. But I enjoy watching people play these that like know what to do immediately and stuff.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ever want to go into, oh my God, I can't throw yourself into the deep end, try playing the very first Discworld, because that made no sense, half the stuff you had to do in that game.
I thought you were going to say, what's that NES game where you are going through like tombs and like, it's not a castle, but it's like dungeons in a tomb and stuff, and I can't remember.
Maniac Mansion? Or
no, that's in a house.
Okay. I don't know which one you're talking about.
I remember it at all, and I have it on my PolyMega. I'll find it.
You got me on that one.
You guys can keep talking about that thing, but I'll find it in a second.
Okay. I mean, I know Discworld was just crazy, and in Discworld 2, they actually say in the manual how to do some of the stuff in Discworld 1, like because people just couldn't do it. So they made a joke of it, basically in Discworld 2, saying, "Hey, surely you did all these things to get to the end of that game, so now you can play this game."
The game I was thinking of was Shadowgate.
Oh. Yeah, I've never actually played Shadowgate. I know of it though, but
it is. I've watched Nextlander play it, and I'm just like, oh, this is a different level of thinking that I would not be able to do. So
nice, yeah. hopefully this won't be too obscure, because it's meant to be a horror point and click. Hopefully it won't be too obscure with that sort of stuff.
I say the more obscure, the better, because that might bring people to it anymore.
Fair enough.
You know?
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Like, you gotta, if you're not loud with your game, you gotta be weird so that other people will be loud about it.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's Marketing 101 in 2025 for you.
Well, Scotty and I accidentally both downloaded this demo, so let's go and play it and check it out. And we'll come back
See
next
you in a
week. Yep. Cool.
And away we go.
Yeah. So that's going to wrap up the news. Unless anyone else has anything else to talk about with this stuff? Nope. Good. Awesome. Nope. So let's move on to our feature discussion. I guess, Scotty, shall I get you to introduce this bit? Because it's your baby.
That's all right.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, yeah. More Josh Newey's baby than anybody else's. I always want to give him credit because he did the first Dreamcast, 24-hour Dreamless Dreamcast marathon. But the TLDR, this is, it's been over a decade since we've been doing these streams. And at the beginning, we just did them to kind of promote the website that we are currently on. And for the sake of playing games for a long period of time, and found the excuse of using 99.99 and streaming around that date, the North American release of the Sega Dreamcast. And then fast forward a couple of years, and I learned about ExtraLife, where people literally play games to raise money for kids in children's hospitals. And so I thought, well, that's an obvious collab. And so with Sega Addicts, sega-addicts.com, we figured out how to do that and raise money. And over the years, we've gradually raised more and more. The first year we did it, and when we beat raised $500, I got $500 into an item box next to my Sonic and Knuckles tattoo.
That's cool.
And yeah, we've always, I think we've always just about beat our total donation amount. That's the words I was looking for. As we've continued doing these marathons, and they started digitally back when like Justin TV was all you had, not even Twitch and stuff. And then it would be Twitch. When it was Sega Addicts, we did a physical one in my tiny apartment. Nick was there, and how many people were in there? Let's see. Like 7 at a time, I think, or something.
I think close to 10.
Maybe. Yeah, we had visitors. We had visitors. Yeah. Anthony and his now wife showed up, I remember.
Yep.
But that's when it was a 24-hour marathon. It's been a 24-hour marathon multiple years. And we've done like 12-hour marathons for the Saturn and other stuff outside of that, and like on ExtraLife Day. Every year, ExtraLife has a ExtraLife Day, which is in November, and that's when everyone streams. Since we are just a tiny fan website, it made more sense to do it outside of that day so that people can see what we're doing and that we exist and stuff, and raise money for a good cause. And so I think, was last time the first 12-hour marathon, or maybe it was 2 marathons ago? I can't remember.
Last time, I think
the last time was the first 12-hour marathon, but we eased it back. T-Bone, you were at both Chicago ones. So was the first one 24 still at TJ's?
It was either 24 or 23, I want to say.
23. I hope not. Somebody messed up if it was. But
was it? No. Yeah, you're. Never mind. Continue on.
That's
okay.
Is bad. So a bunch of them have been hosted in my living room wherever I lived at the time, and people would fly in from all over the country and world. And I think the most we had was a dirty dozen or so in the small duplex that I live in now, the living room downstairs. Graham was there for that one. He flew across the ocean. And almost died, but it was great. And then lockdown happened with COVID and everything. We did a digital one that was tech difficulties galore, but still a good time.
That was so much fun as well. Yeah.
And we realized our living room's too small. So TJ, who still works for Megavisions, friend of the podcast and everything, he hosted in his house in Chicago. For the past 2. Last year we took a year off because my now wife and I got married. And this year we did a digital with me hosting, and we did 12 hours. And we're going to talk about all the games we played and some of the issues we had, but try to focus on the good, because we got some pretty good clips out of it and had some fun people hanging out and directly causing the chaos for us as well. But I think we'll just start by saying every year there's two staples in this thing. One of them is Sonic Adventure. We always kick it off with that. So I think Nick was the first one to play, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not going to go into too much depth for every game. Some of them we didn't play that much, or maybe some didn't hit right or whatever. But Nick, why don't you tell us how you felt hopping into Sonic Adventure?
Oh, I did the promo stream on 9/9 for the Dreamcast marathon, and I was playing the director's cut, and it was pointed out to me by both Chris and Scotty that the visual downgrade that the director's cut actually is. There's a great YouTube essay that goes over it. Two of them actually, one in depth, kind of area by area, explaining the technical details of why there were visual downgrades, but yeah, getting to play it on the Dreamcast made me very aware how different aesthetically the game is, and it's always a joy. Like,
You've awakened.
I for sure am going to look into the mod written by one of the video essayists that overhauls the video engine to more closely emulate what the Dreamcast was doing versus the two remakes. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I always have a good time with Sonic Adventure. There's a reason it's my go-to. I think it might have been the first longer adventure style game that I finished on my own, without older cousins' help or input or anything. So it was a great time. It played surprisingly well with the methodology that we were using. And yeah, I was very, very, very pleased with everything that was happening.
Before we get too far into it, I'm sorry to interrupt if I am, but I'll make note of the giant standee I have behind me that I got from Toys R Us 20 some years ago. It just says coming $9.99, and then what is it? I have to break up myself here. Sega Dreamcast retail $199.99. Reserve yours now. $10 down. It's got Sonic hanging out there. So
oh yeah,
probably still the coolest thing my dad ever did was ask them to throw a phone number on that, and we got it after they were done with it. So
amazing.
Nice.
It's like 7.5 feet tall or something.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Or maybe 6. I don't know. It's taller than me, and I'm 5'7", so whatever. Yeah, but that was cool. The DX thing is a weird something or other, but
super weird. Yeah, I think Corey said that he's used to seeing it from scratch, so he didn't see all of the visual upgrades. There's a lot of little things that I think, to talk more about the game itself, that I think that it did really well and different. I really do like the visual upgrades. By the end, you've got, your Sonic crew, which are very recognizable, but they're a little bit geared out, I would say. Sonic's got his signature crystal armband, and Tails has the God, is that like the warrior pin badge or something like that?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Knuckles has his golden gloves, and Amy's got her warrior feather. Yeah, they're all really cool visual upgrades, and I think I do love the design of all the different levels in that game. I think if it could have had a cleaner execution, it would have gone right alongside all of the other transitions to 3D at the time. But yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I don't think. Did you play it all in this hour, TBone?
No, I don't believe I have.
Okay. we also had, if people are watching whatever we have playing right now, if you saw for a split second the Christmas tree in the middle of Station Square, we downloaded the Christmas DLC for the heck of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
So that was funny.
That was awesome. I will say the other thing was we got a huge donation off the bat. And I'm only reminded because right now Radical Highways is going on in the background. And about, I'd say 2/3 of the way through this level, the big donation comes through and we're forced to play for the next hour with inverted controls.
And that was pain.
Yeah, I struggled a lot. It was a miracle to finish out this level with that. Scotty had a turn with Knuckles with the inverted controls.
I think
how did that go for you?
So at some point in this level, you somehow get on the outside of the road and you're like on the outside of the half pipe. But Sonic's levels guide you pretty accordingly to an extent. But yes, one of our friends, Chris, donated a large amount, and the incentives that I had up for what we were doing was donate $5, flips the controller. So it means you literally, somehow I have no controller near me now. You literally just turn the controller upside down. So the D-pad would be on the left and the face buttons would be on the right. Yeah. And thanks, you would try to play the game like that. And we didn't clarify, but the donation incentives were $5, flip a controller, $10, add a hat, $20, add a plushie. So I would wear another hat, an additional hat, or add a plushie to the background. People know I've got a bunch of them. And for some reason, it was like, well, they donated $250, and they're like, no hats or plushies. Flip that controller for 50 minutes. And yep, that was like halfway through the Sonic portion, or Sonic Adventure portion. And so they handed it over to me, and I tried to play a Knuckles level, and it was horrendous.
Was it ever?
Yeah. I tried to let the springs guide me through, but that didn't work. I was in a room for a while that I don't even remember in this game, and got an ExtraLife box and counted that as an emerald, and then we switched games.
Yeah. We didn't quite switch games because I did go through the start.
Oh, that's right.
Level. Easily the most disappointing part was with the inverted controls. I fired up Big's level. I got us fishing. I hooked Froggy repeatedly, and something kept happening that would cause Froggy to just fully drop the line.
Ooh,
that's right.
So yeah,
let's check that out. Can I find that?
Yeah, he would. That's the mystery room with Knuckles, but he would. Froggy would grab on, and the track there'd be silence because when you play that game as Big, and once you catch something, the music changes to make it more intense. Like, the game was like trying to switch tracks, but Froggy was not on the hook long enough that it would initiate the actual music, and it was just a mess. So we're like, this is broken. Even when you reeled it in all the way to him, it somehow didn't get to you also. So
yeah, damn shame.
Weird. But the upside down controls were still in effect, and we moved on over to Jet Set Radio. That's celebrating a 25th anniversary, so we threw that into the mix. And I believe TBone was the first one to play that?
Yes, I was.
If you could even call it playing the game, but tell us about that, TBone.
Oh my God. It was like night and day difference. I've played Jet Set Radio just like everybody else quite a bit. And you eventually get used to all the commands when you spray something down. Wow, that was a struggle. Just complete and total struggle. You have to realign everything in order to do the most basic things. I'm pretty sure on the stream right now you're going to see like, what the hell is he doing? This is his first time picking up a controller. It's like, no, inverted controls suck. I mean, at one point in time I had to
what are they doing to that guy in the street? Sorry, I just noticed they're like surrounding a man on the street that fell down. That was weird.
I don't know, but I did a good job of breaking him up. Get off of him.
Yeah.
Get away from him, you miscreants,
vigilante that you are.
Exactly. But yeah, at one point in time, I had to flip over the controller just so I can find the right button, just so I can start doing spray painting shenanigans again. I was like, oh, okay, cool, this works. And I started getting acclimated to it the more and more I played. But oh my God, was it a difficult thing to do? Just trying to jump on the rails and collect the spray paint. Just going, it was like the most pedestrian way to play Jet Set Radio. You expected just to jump on things, grind them, wall ride, do all sorts of flippity doodah stuff. Yeah, that wasn't happening. That simply wasn't happening. Not until everything was like, hey, you no longer have to use inverted controls. And it was still kind of happening because I kind of suck at the game now. But oh dear. That was fun playing it inverted, but it was even better once I actually had the capability of playing it normally.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to do this inverted. That's
the TBone. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I just held up the controller trying to do it upside down on my head. Like I don't know if I'd be able to do that at all. Like any spraying, that's crazy.
Yeah, that TBone was able to, get. I think within one tag of finishing the level was very impressive to me with the inverted controls.
That is impressive.
It was hilarious watching his dude shake the can, spin around real cool, and then not spray anything, and then like spin around again, like I'm ready to do this, and then nothing happened.
Yeah, it's like baby first graffiti simulator, and you have all sorts of status debuffs on you to prevent you to do the most mundane things. It was painful, but it was for the kids, so that's all that mattered.
Yeah, gradually spreading the word of the gospel of Rob Zombie with our paint.
Yes. If you didn't know about Rob Zombie now, you know about him after this run.
After that, unless did anyone have anything else about Jet Set? Nope. Okay, cool. After that, we popped in the Typing of the Dead, and that is House of the Dead 2, but with keyboards, Dreamcasts, and batteries strapped to your back. And Nick took the plunge into that, and it was an adventure. I don't know. Was this your first time playing Typing of the Dead, Nick?
No. I've played Typing of the Dead. I played Overkill repeatedly on stream before, but I believe classic Typing of the Dead, I got to play. I want to say I got to play it in the marathon in 15.
Maybe, probably.
All I know is that I'm pretty sure that I did, because when Elle was playing without internet lag, she fucking smoked my ass.
Yeah.
Because she types at like 2,000 words per minute.
Oh wow.
You're right. I do remember that.
Yeah, with the magic of the internet, it had occasional hiccups where the registry wasn't getting through. But we managed through. I think I got through 3 chapters, and how many was did we do a full hour for this, or?
We had slated half an hour, but we definitely played longer than that.
Okay. Yeah, I got I think 3 chapters done.
Yeah. Something like that. But it's just always fun.
Yeah, it was a fun time. It was a lot less stressful when somebody else got to do it, and so you get to kind of just see the nonsense it's having you type instead of just aggressively trying to focus on getting those words out. I think the big thing for me is when the no registry goes through and like it missed a key, so I have to kind of stop and look at the thing to see where I need to start typing from again. And yeah, the big thing for me was the no registry, or the like second and a half of input delay. I missed pretty much every optional civilian save that you could make. I was devastated. I think there's a good clip of me where I'm like, "Oh yeah, I finally saved someone," only for them to instantly get attacked, and I don't save them in time.
Yeah, we are going to have. Speaking of that, I am going to throw together a clips compilation, because there were a couple of good portions in here.
Hell yeah!
I want to note that what's happening on the screen is that, well, we had some issues with trying to get two keyboards going simultaneously. So Nick is playing solo, but he has twice the hits.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We we were using a program called Redream to play games digitally with each other, and it recognizes multiple controllers when you're sharing through the program Parsec, but it doesn't have the ability to recognize multiple keyboards. So more than one person could control the same keyboard when playing this game. So yeah. But there's your next cosplay. Anyone out there, go for it.
I'd do it. I would totally do it.
Yeah, so that's Typing of the Dead is one of my favorite games on Dreamcast. It's the reason I own two keyboards, and it's a good time. The next one we had up, we brought out an indie game, Flea 2, which is a puzzle game made by Low Tech, kind of a puzzle platformer adventure thing, where you're just a flea scooting around different blood canals and stuff, collecting things, and a lot of I would say the aesthetic, if anything, you could maybe say it's like an 8-bit Super Meat Boy or something. But you have a dash move. You're bouncing continually, and you have a dash move to get through stuff, or you can shorten your hop as you're going. But there's platforming, disappearing platforms, hot lava sort of areas you got to get across, and different just insane scenarios. I think I was the only one that played this because nobody wanted to mess with the possible lag, understandably. But I really enjoy the games that Low Tech makes. We streamed the first Flea a couple years ago, and also their other game called Tapeworm. But yeah, they're always a good time. And I think Nick said he was actually getting stressed out just watching me play, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the kind of precision platforming, like, and I'm doing the most rough estimations based on the Redream. I want to say we had about a second and a half of input delay between what we're seeing pressing it and it, happening, which, I mean, again, for the context of the magic of the internet, being able to connect to a computer that is not mine halfway across the country and still be able to, like, basically provide inputs within a few seconds is very impressive. It doesn't, work super well for playing a platformer, a super tight platformer, which I get stressed out about, when I have none of those things. Yeah, no.
You can move along in the video so that we see that I do get past this part, Graham. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Watching the programmer fail right
I've been watching the same level for like 5 minutes.
Where's the bit you found something, didn't you? This bit, yeah.
Right here. Yeah, eventually.
One, yeah.
This ramps up immediately. The first one we got to like level 40 or something when we played it IRL in another marathon. But yeah.
Yeah. So, but for the context for people who aren't familiar with Flea, like as you're moving, your Flea is jumping constantly. So the main reason that I had hesitations about trying was that just to keep yourself closer to the ground, you have to mash the A button to stay like not leaping constantly, which Scotty is doing right now. So that in combination with the leaping through those spikes, I was not about it.
Yeah.
Did we stop
precision?
Yeah, I don't know why I went to the BRB screen, but
okay, because
it is.
I don't think you got. Oh wait.
So after Flea 2, we're moving along, Graham. We're moving along.
I was just show that thing that happened, but never mind. Okay, never mind.
It's going to take you a while. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay.
People can check the clips video out later on when it's made, and it'll include it. I found a secret basically, and it was kind of funny. The Nick's personal gem of the day, or presumably anyway, the one and only Sonic Shuffle.
Woohoo!
Hell yeah.
Sonic Shuffle is a board game made by the people that made Mario Party, but not as, quote, good as people think Mario Party is. With instead of rolling die, you are shuffling cards and moving your characters around. We had all the characters unlocked, so we were, instead of the normal crew of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, we were a Chow, E102 Gamma, Big the Cat, and then Tails. So I think it was the four of us playing. Yeah, I was the Chow.
That's my first
T-Bone
game.
was Tails. Graham was big and Nick was gamma. And I've come around on this game that trolled us initially for like 5 or 6 years of the marathon. It's not that it's bad, it's just that it's not executed great. I think that's it. Nick, go ahead and preach your whatever.
I told Scotty in advance of the marathon. I went back and watched the 2015 playing this live, and it's so funny to hear me 10 years ago just being like, I'm just having fun, guys. I don't know what you guys are like. I'm just here having fun. And the thing is I remember what did Scotty said? I'm a prolific bullshitter or troller or something like that.
Something.
And it's true. I am. I take pride in it. But I wasn't. I remember that feeling with my entire heart, and I was just, my only objective was to get as many mini games in as possible. So that probably was the trolling, because those take forever. But yeah, no, I have so much fun every time I play Sonic Shuffle, and I'm always overjoyed to get to play it with people, and it was fun. We took a little extra time for me to explain to TBone and Corey and Scotty some of the mini games, the different game mechanics, and I think Sonic Shuffle is a little bit closer, I would say, to Dokapon Kingdom than it is to Mario Party.
Sure.
Dokapon is a different kind of party board game style game. The main mechanics being that you have these cards rather than dice, which means that your movement can be a little more strategic. In order to harvest your resources, you often have to do battles, which are much more tests of skill than they are, randomized collecting coins, mini games, that sort of thing. And yeah, I know that Corey and TBone are both apprehensive about the game going into it, but
do you mean Graham?
True.
I don't think Corey was here for this.
I was here for this.
my absolutely my mistake. I'm so sorry. Graham and TBone.
I've been called worse things. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, Graham and TBone were apprehensive about the game going in, but no, you I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. You guys both came around to it by the end of it.
I will say this was probably the most fun I had in the whole stream, I think.
Fuck's sake.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
For me, I'm sorry, go ahead. You were saying?
No. It's fine. You keep going. Okay.
Yeah. For me, it was like, okay, my first introduction to Shuffle was watching it several years ago. And it's like, okay, I heard the propaganda and I was like, no, Shuffle bad, Mario Party good. And now, after giving a good old college try, it's like, you know what? This isn't bad. People just probably taking a dump on it just to take a dump for the memes. It's not a bad game, guys. It really isn't a bad game.
I will say the first marathon we did, which I did, which is at Scotty's house, and we all were in the room together playing it. I had a terrible time. I think it was maybe the level we were doing or something, or the board we were on. Because
there's a variety. Looking back,
awful,
like when in 2015 when we did it, there were some individuals who were like, no learning the rules, no reading anything, everything has to go. And then we'd go, and then mini games would be over within seconds because people would be like, oh, what do I do? I don't know what's going on. And then be all angry, and then I'd win because I was the only one who knew the rules. But we did play the very last mini game that we did play. We didn't get a chance to really learn the rules, and it instantly killed Scotty. TBone and Graham, which
I don't
was
even remember which
unfortunate.
one it was.
It was freeze tag.
Yeah.
Oh, that was dumb as hell.
Yeah, the red light, green light. It's like as soon as the game started, Eggman turned around and shot all of you.
So stupid.
Yeah. But in general, I think, and Scotty even said, and I haven't heard Scotty say this before, if we want to come back and try this game again for a longer stream, a sort of chill experience. Yep. For sure. I think.
Can you back it up a bit, Graham, with your arrow key? Just like tap it. Oh no, it was called Stop and Go. There was one game that was called Fun Sonic, and
they
just ran out of ideas.
Yeah, they did. Fun Sonic is one that stuck in my head. Like I knew the rules. Yep,
instantly frozen.
Immediate death. I literally did not move. None of us moved, but Robotnik thought we did. So
yeah,
it was. I forget the word that I always say. Not that it has potential, but there was something.
Ambition.
Yeah, it is one of the more ambitious Sonic titles out there. If not one of the more ambitious party titles out there, because there's just very vaguely things have anything to do with the Sonic world. They just threw it all together, and it was apparently supposed to have online play as well. And I only wish that still happened, because people by now would have brought that back through the fan community that has brought brought back online gaming for the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
So, but I mentioned it could. I did stream this in longer form with Chris and Corey one year for maybe it was ExtraLife Day or something. We played for a couple of hours. We didn't really have a set amount of time we were going to do or anything, but they were not as keen on it. But we got through a couple boards. But I think this could be a cool, chill stream if we just look at it as people hanging out to play a board game rather than, why is this game stupid? Let's find out. You know. So
yeah. And my only other remark is that I do think that there is a environmental difference when you play with somebody who does like what's going on. Your experience tends to be a little bit different.
Right.
I fully acknowledge I'm a huge fan of this game. Absolutely unironically.
Yeah, and we realized it in the Sega Addicts years that it was because Nick was a much more much more patient person than most people. And that's what you had to be with this game. Yeah. So that was Sonic Shuffle was something else, and I was going to say something else I can't remember now, but
I feel like we all had at least a little bit of fun with this, because it was good. Yeah, it was better than I remember it being, and I enjoyed the mini games this time. I guess maybe because we understood what we were doing for most of them.
A little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the loading times were better than I remember. I remember the loading times being terrible last time.
Well, yeah, because this is not on a Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough, actually. Maybe
I will absolutely say, if you're playing this live with people, you between every mini game and every turn, you're killing like 45 seconds to a minute and a half.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay, fair enough then.
That was the other thing. When you play against the computer players, it's busted as heck. It's not that they cheat, but they just somehow always do very well, especially the mini games. It's not even fun.
The mini games and the mini events, even with the computers on easy, I've never seen the computers do a mini event and fail. The mini events are like it's a 50-50 when you land on the exclamation point spaces to either do a mini game or a mini event. And mini events can give you boons, like you can get extra rings, force jewels, or you can get closer to the precious stone to end that round. And if you answer incorrectly, then you get a penalty. I've never seen the computer get a penalty. And the penalties are severe. They take rings, you lose a turn. It sucks.
Man.
Can you explain what we just saw happen in the game?
Yeah,
because
this is the weirdest
randomly
thing.
a visual novel with the unicorn and tails or Pegasus.
Yeah, so was it TBone? You were playing
that was
Tails?
me. Yes,
so TBone got a mini event, landed on a space at it, and these spaces, the mini events do change depending on which map you're on, but some of them appear for all of the maps. TBone as Tails found a unicorn just hanging out in the grove, and you get the opportunity to choose where to pet it on its main horn or wing. And there's no indication on what you should do.
And that artwork looks like it's a completely different game.
Yeah,
this looks like a very stylistic comic book from the late 90s. TBone petted its mane and got flown towards the precious stone.
Which was too late.
So it benefited him? So he just got the precious stone then?
No, he got closer to the precious stone. So it brought him closer. It moved him closer on the board, which worked in his favor because when I get the precious stone in this round, Graham ended up getting a penalty because he was furthest from the precious stone.
Which is quite annoying.
T-Bone narrowly avoided a penalty from the end of round.
Which is also something I didn't understand at the start because I didn't know where the precious stone was. So I was actually moving in the wrong direction to begin with anyway. I was like...
Yeah.
And it's only afterwards, like, when we worked out, I saw someone else find where it was by moving the cursor on the map. I was like, oh, yeah, clearly I'm going the wrong way. Okay. Oh, man.
To be fair, though, the game does always have on the screen a button you can hit to show where the precious stone is. Graham decided just not to read.
Yeah, I don't have time to read stuff, guys. Come on. I'm playing games.
Yeah, but that's... we could probably keep talking about Sonic Shuffle, but...
I would keep talking about Sonic Shuffle, but we should move on.
Yeah.
Next up, I don't know that we have a whole lot to say about it because everybody knows it. Honestly, one of the more popular games probably in the marathon, flat out. Crazy Taxi. We always do our timed runs. Each person has, in this case, it was each person had 5 minutes to do a run. I did the crazy boost there, and it never happened again. Crazy dash, but we each have 5 minutes, and we try to get the best fare. And I played first. It's Crazy Taxi, Bad Religion, The Offspring. It's one of my favorite games. My wife and I had the stand-up arcade cabinet at our wedding, and I don't know what else I could really say about it. So if anybody else wants to talk about Crazy Taxi, we got some clips from that portion for sure, but go for it, anyone.
Yeah, I mean, Scotty's being modest because he fucking killed it. He went first and went undefeated in terms of inputs. I got close. I actually do think that I would have... No, sorry. Who was the last to go? T-Bone?
That was Graham.
Oh, Graham.
Corey,
Graham did beat
apparently.
Oh my god! Oh, it's fine. You can call me whatever. And then you're like, oh, I'm Corey. Apparently, yeah. Graham did. Graham did beat him in the end. I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. But Scotty did hold it all the way until Graham went last. And I will say, getting to sit and like stare at the screen and read while Scotty was doing some of the fares made me kind of appreciate how ridiculous the concept is. I think the most egregious one was during Rachel's run, which is in one of the clips where a guy's like 60 yards from KFC and he's willing to pay you $40 to drive him to KFC.
Yep, you can literally see it from where you pick them up and where you're going.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
Yeah. I'll chime in. Crazy Taxi, it's a very simple, very easy game to pick up, but it has a load of depth to it. Like Scotty mentioned, the Crazy Dash. It's a very weird way in order to be able to do it. I can't really explain it at the moment because my brain is kind of fuzzy. But you also have things like your Crazy Drift, which you have to let go of the accelerator, tap the brake, and then hit the accelerator again and hold it down, and you just start up the drift and everything. Plus, not to mention, to be able to stop a lot quicker, you have to hit the reverse button, hold on the brake, and reverse at the same time, just so you can try to maximize however much money you can actually get. If people are like, oh, hey, this is a fun game, I want to take it to a deeper level. Well, you found a game to do it.
Yeah, totally. I will say, doing it with the delay and the controller was not easy for those pulling off those moves.
Oh, hell no. If this was in person, I would imagine that the scores would be a lot closer.
Yeah, I reckon they would be.
My favorite clip of one year of the marathon was when of Megavision's Kusanagi got it down to the literal last second for his run, and it was like everyone was, even though it was a competition, everybody was cheering for him to get that last. I think at that completed. It was crazy.
That point I was winning.
Oh really? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think remember because it's like everyone's like, "Oh, Graham's going to win this one," because I actually had quite a high score, and then he was doing really well, and they're like, oh, he might be able to beat you, but it's like he's only got like 10 seconds left, he's never going to do that, and everyone was like, go, go, go. I think even I was like, yeah. It was so good. The way he was like driving was like a maniac. And he won. He pipped it.
We actually had a kind of a similar thing with you, Graham. I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely in third place at this point in time because you already had surpassed me. And then the next fair you surpassed Nick, and it was like 30 seconds left. And it's like, okay, there's no possible way for you to get first place. But you had a fair that pretty much gave you more than enough. And it was a short fair.
Oh, yeah.
To get you to the victory. And it's like, oh my God, RNGesus was in your favor.
Actually, I think was it this one here? Hang on a second. Yeah, I think I get a fair and then we.
Yep, that was it.
16 seconds. Yeah. You did it.
Yeah, and you had 20:55.
Yeah, so yeah, like 30 seconds. Yeah, there we go.
It was like,
if you had grabbed anyone else, you might not have made it.
Mm-hmm.
So
if it was a short fair, I mean, you've ran the gambit of probably getting maybe up to $100, which would have definitely done it for you, but it would have been super close. But that the one with over $200 that really sent you above.
Yeah, it's not my first time playing Crazy Taxi, guys. I know what I'm doing.
It's not his first crazy rodeo. I guess I'll do my due diligence and show off my Crazy Taxi tattoo.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
My wife and I have matching tattoos with
my wife
and my wife and the swirl and our wedding date on the license
plate. I do like the arrow above it as well. That's really cool. Like nice little touch.
Very, very well done by shouts out to Aaron. I'll definitely be going back to him for other stuff. So that we moved along. What was after that? We kicked in the indie block. We did play Flea 2 earlier, but we kicked in more of the indie games. And starting off, Graham took over, and he hit up Xenocider. Oh, this was. I'm sorry, I forgot about this entirely. This is why we had the video playing. So we had technical difficulties all over the place, kind of like how my tongue won't work.
Yep.
And so we had some backups though. Graham was trying to get stuff working. I think that was the one.
Yeah,
that
basically, yeah, we were meant to. Xenocider was meant to be working, but there was issues where people couldn't connect.
Yeah, that's the short version. I don't want to get into it because I think we'll get frustrated all over again. It's not worth it. It's just when you've got 4 techie nerds and you can't, or like more than that many people, and you can't figure something out, it's just equal frustration because we've troubleshot so many things in our lifetime now. It's like I don't deserve to deal with this, I think is what we were thinking at one point.
And I think just to clarify for anyone who might be listening or watching going, why didn't you test this up before? This is the annoying thing. We did test it like a few days before, and like the day before we tested this, and it was fine. Things like not everything was fine, but most things were working. So we're like, okay, we can do it this way. And and then on the day it's like stuff's just started breaking. And it's like, oh god, god damn it, nothing's working now.
So,
and speaking of stuff,
and speaking of stuff breaking, while Graham was getting things ready, I decided let's play Demolition Racer, and so I was just showing that off to people. It's Destruction Derby, but a racing game. Has a ridiculous new metal introduction combined with like old timey like 1930s. Jokey driving instructional video, safety video or something, and then a crabcore band kicks in. But it's very straightforward. You're in a car, you take damage, you got to do damage. You only progress in the career not by just placing like first, second, or third, but you have to get destructive points as well to increase your ranking and everything. So this came out of 1 year after the marathon had ended, and when it was, sorry to clarify, when it was in my living room, Brett stayed after that happened. After it was over, he was there for like another day or two, and so we were just hanging out, just playing Dreamcast because it was still hooked up, and popped in this game. And as soon as the intro finishes, both of us were like, "Why the heck did we not have this in the marathon?" So yeah. showcased it a little bit here. We could definitely include this for a longer portion because it is 2-player. And the strangest thing in the world is it does use the light gun for a mode that I have not tried out. Now that I think about it, I haven't had a CRT since I've owned this game, so I haven't been able to try it out.
Yeah,
but what do you guys think of this watching it?
Yeah,
I like a lot of fun. Yeah.
I would play this.
Mm-hmm.
I have played this in the past, and I thought it was a very good game. Like just weird and fun, and yeah, doesn't. I like races that don't take themselves too seriously, and this is 100% that. So yeah, I'd happily play it a lot more next marathon.
Yeah, it's affordable too. It's like $15 or something if you can find it out there. Wow, I just looked at my camera and I'm screaming. I don't even know what happened there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to make a note for checkout clips.
Oh my god, this is when I'm exercising.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick broke out the stationary bike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
love that.
Yep, gotta get that sweat on, son.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
But, yeah, this is one of those games where I want to believe that since this was out in 2000s, there was a lot of things that was still being very experimental. It's where they just like, okay, let's just throw it on the wall. Hopefully it sticks. Or this is a good beta test. Now what can we do to then build upon it? And this is one of those games where I'm just like, okay, well, you don't have weapons like you do in Twisted Metal or Vigilante 8. Shout outs to people that like Vigilante 8. But it still had the same spirit of it. And you don't really see too many of these styles of games, especially this day.
Yeah,
so it was
need
really
to be too
refreshing
serious and epic now.
Yeah, rather than just having some good turn your brain off popcorn action flick shenanigans. Supposed to have a fun time, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I don't think I played anything else before you hopped in, did I, Graham?
No,
scooted along a little bit.
Yeah, then we got to Xenocider. Yeah, so those who don't know, Xenocider is by a indie developer or an indie development studio called Retro Summers. I think it's like 3 or 4 guys. I believe it's Portuguese or Spanish. I can't remember now. Can you remember, Scotty?
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't know. I know it's not from North. They're not from North America. That's all I know.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it's Portuguese or Spanish, and apologies to them if they happen to be watching or listening. But yeah, they this is a really cool game. It was released. Oh god, I remember now. It was a few years ago now, 3 or 4 years ago now, and it's meant to be coming to Steam, but it's actually not available yet, even though they've had a Steam page for a while. But yeah, so there is on the Dreamcast. It is a scrolling shooter, basically 3D shooter. You can move left and right on the screen. You aim your laser gun thing all over the screen, basically. It kind of reminds me of a bit like Star Fox sort of thing, but you're not in a spaceship, if that makes sense. That's
on a hoverboard, sort of.
Yeah, you're on a hoverboard. You don't have as much freedom as in Star Fox to move around the screen, so you're just moving left and right, but I kind of weirdly get that kind of vibe as I'm playing it. Also, it's quite a tough game, but it's one of those games that's tough but fair in that the more you play, the better you get. You work out the enemy placements and stuff, like the enemy, the way they attack you and stuff. You also do get these power-ups, which you get to choose at the start of each level. So you have these 2 power-ups, which you can activate at any time, and then they recharge. And I went for 2 nukes with my one because I found personally my play style, that's my favorite way of doing it, because it just on the normal part of the level it wipes out all the enemies in the area. On the boss it just gives them massive damage if they're in a mode that they can be hurt. And yeah, I just really like it. I think it's got a cool vibe. Visually, I mean, compared to officially released games, it's probably not the best looking game, but for a lot of indie games, it's really good. I think it's got a good aesthetic style and really good soundtrack as well. Nic, TBone, have you played this before? Is this the first experience of it?
This is my first experience of it. Yeah, this is my first experience.
Okay, cool. What did you think?
For me, it's might be telling my age a little bit, but I don't know if people may be familiar with the arcade game of G.I. Joe. which had a very similar sort of style like this, where you're just a character and you have the reticle on the screen and you're dipping and dodging throughout the bullets and everything coming towards you. And you still have nukes and everything or bombs to be able to do those things. But that's what this really reminded me of.
Okay.
And honestly, I enjoyed that G.I. Joe game quite a bit. And this is just like right at home for it. It definitely I catch the Star Fox thing as well. The only thing that would really ratchet up to being another Star Fox like game, if not being Star Fox, if you got into spaceship.
Yeah,
like
that
one of the stages was a spaceship stage, and you're just flying through, mowing things down.
This
Yeah.
G.I. Joe game literally looks like OutRun on foot, and you're shooting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was the game that had made me make that remark about stylistic visuals versus going for realism. I think this holds up and looks quite well. For you remarked earlier, if not it looking the best. I think it's very interesting. It's vibrant, got a lot of colors. I like this underwater section, what it's going for. We talked a little bit about the visual effects of it. I could see a kind of sandy underwater muddy section looking, like this.
Yeah.
It certainly brings the vibe quite well. Same with the enemy designs all being pretty strongly themed for their area. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think when I said it, I didn't mean to say it doesn't look the best. I think I was trying to sort of compare it to official releases. Maybe it's not quite as polished as a lot of official releases, but the actual aesthetics are really good. Generally, the visuals are really good. So yeah, I don't want to do it to service at all. I was just trying to, I guess, compare it to how some people might experience official releases. Might be like, oh, this doesn't look as good, but I think it is actually a really good game. And visually, it's a really good game. But yeah, I think what you're saying in the stream and stuff will make sense. That the way they've done the aesthetics and stuff is really good, and actually the thing you said about the enemies just then, actually, I never really thought about that. They just styled different enemies for each level, which is really good. Because often in games you see one or two enemies that seem to be on every single level, but that's not the case with this. There's lots of different enemies on every level, and they're all different for every level, which is really cool.
Especially the bosses.
Yeah, the bosses.
It's not like a
awesome.
copy and paste. Yeah, it's not a copy and paste job. It's like, hey, like what was on stream was I think there was a crab in a ship. And,
a hermit crab using a pirate ship instead of a shell.
Yeah,
a big hermit crab.
And then you had at the stage before, it was Anubis, an Anubis analog that you were fighting as well, because it was very Egyptian themed. There was one stage later on. I think the next stage when you was on I think this was the third stage or maybe the fourth one, but you're fighting a centipede in like in a tunnel and everything. It's just like,
it's coming up here.
But here it is. It's like with a lot of modern games, I mean, you do have some design differences, but nothing, honestly, I have to say that really would stick out, in my opinion. But this one did a very good job of playing to the strengths of the stages, the themes of the stages.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, I'm going to skip forward to the other box. I remember Scotty actually really liking this next boss. If I can get skipped.
Yeah, I was just impressed by it. Was essentially a floating belt made of squares and cubes, but it would change form and change its attacks and stuff.
Yeah, it's and that's one thing I was going to say about the bosses, in that they do repeat patterns of attacks, but every time I played this, the actual patterns they do changes, so you're never entirely sure which attack they're going to do. Especially this boss, there've been times that he does there's a spinny blade thing he does, which is really frustrating because it's quite hard to avoid. But there's one time he kept doing that to me. I was like, I cannot beat this guy. But yeah, in the way it's fun. It makes it a bit more fun and entertaining. You just got to get better at the game. Got to get used to it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
And if for the real lunatics out there like me, it does work with the Dreamcast twin stick controller, which is basically two flight sticks into one board, and you can somehow play this game with that. I've tried it and it hurts my brain, but
actually, I was going to say just on this screen here, every level except for the last level actually has two different routes. So you can kind of choose your path in a way, and that kind of adds more to the replayability of the game, because even though they're the same sort of levels, I guess the paths are always different. You often have a similar the same enemies that crop up, but in different orders. The actual routes look completely different as well, which is really good. I really enjoy that about this game, and it just makes it a bit different. And
the same. We've talked about this company before in episodes of the Sega Spirit Show, because they are trying to get their newest game, Soviet Borgs, funded. So it's the same team behind that.
Yeah, which sadly was not funded on Indiegogo.
They're still working on it though. I think. And since Graham really only enjoys games that kick his butt, for some reason, he played a little bit of Gladmort after this, which is another indie game. And we've talked about before briefly on the show, but did you want to sum up your 15 minutes of pain with that, Graham?
Yeah. Oh, actually, we played Driving Strikers next, didn't we?
You played a little bit of Gladmort, I thought. Am I crazy?
I played Gladmort afterwards.
He played Gladmort after we encountered some other technical difficulties.
Played Virtua Athlete, and then I think we played Gladmort.
Oh, really?
I think that's how it ended up going in the end.
I think there was something, but no, it was after Virtua Athletes we played Daytona. Daytona failed to fire, and that's when we switched to Gladmort.
That was it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Driving Strikers.
So Driving Strikers. We could not get 4 humans connected to it, so we did 3-player of Graham, Nick, myself, and surprisingly also myself. Because at the team select screen, like any sports game where you everybody's looking at you've got team A and team B on the left and right side, and the controller's in the middle. You move your controller left or right in which team you want to be. Graham and Nick chose their team, and then I chose mine. But when I did, it moved 2 controllers at the same time. So for some reason, I was controlling 2 cars in this Indie Rocket League game. And that was fun for me, for most of it, except for when I lost. But it was still fun. It also looked ridiculous too. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I had played this game briefly on my own, and I didn't like it that much. But then playing together with other humans was actually a lot of fun, because nobody can control it, which just made it even more fun. Because it's quite a hard game to control.
This game, the controls are confusing to me a little bit, because I keep thinking it should be tank controls, or there should just be an accelerator and turning. But you actually use the stick to move your car in a direction. So it's more like a platformer in that regard than a driving game. But it was definitely, the first time we tried this was the year it came out, 2 years ago, when this is, we're kind of bearing the lead here. This is the first Dreamcast indie game that has released with online play. And not just that, but cross-play. So you can actually play the Dreamcast version. If you're connected to the internet through your Dreamcast, you can play with people on Steam, on PC. And we did that 2 years ago, where it was... I was on TJ's Dreamcast hooked up to the internet. We played against PC Wizard, who is a strong member of the Dreamcast online network community. Played against him on another Dreamcast, and then we played against Brett, who was playing it on Steam. And so the 3 of us were playing with one computer player. But this was a lot more fun with 4 cars being controlled by humans, I should say. So, what did you guys think, though, of the time with it?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I had a lot of fun with it. I wasn't really expecting to, especially after the first few minutes. I really struggled with the controls. Once I had a better idea, and I still never fully fired. Once I had a better idea with it, it was a lot more enjoyable. Yeah, kind of. I got like a Micro Machines kind of vibe from it, and I thought the stages were all very visually interesting. I think I was Scotty or someone who pointed out or said that they wish there was a little more variance with the stages, a fire hazard or something like that.
Oh, that was Graham. Yeah.
I think there'd be of their obstacles or traps or something, or even pickups.
Yeah.
Make it just a little bit more. I don't know. Add a little something to the game. It was fun. I had fun. Yeah, especially with 4 human players.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to play this particular go around, but the time I did have a chance to play it, it was fun. I'll echo the same thing, saying that the controls that are a little crazy and it takes a little bit getting used to, but once you do, it's a fairly competent game.
It is impressive that it's online. I can't get over that fact. But
if there ever is an update or something that could be done, definitely adding in some stage hazards or something would help it out tremendously.
Yeah,
I think so.
That would be cool.
So skipping a couple of games, next up was, in my opinion, the star of the show, and I will 1000% take credit for finding this game after playing the Saturn version during the Saturn Day Marathon, but found this at a store up in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, Virtua Athlete 2K or 2000. It is the Olympics with wonky ass people, human models, not understanding controls consistently, and realizing that apparently TBone has played this in another life. That child screaming on the screen right now is nightmare fuel. But it's a lot of it's what turned into eventually, I feel like, Mario and Sonic at whatever Olympic Games, take your pick, of mashing buttons and then hitting something else and then also hitting something else, and somehow you win a gold medal.
Yeah,
but what did we do? We had and you can create your character's names just entirely, just a first and last name and whatever, and abbreviate it somehow, and it's a good time with that because we're amateur. There's where Graham broke his back on the ground and didn't even make it up to the mat. I don't even know what events are called. Like there's shot put, there's the 100-meter dash or something. I don't even know what this one is. Opposite reverse limbo. Yeah, sure. High jump.
Reverse limbo.
Yep. Throwing the spear and race thing. Yeah, it's 4-player, so we got this going, and it was the star of the day, in my opinion. But what did you guys? We got a couple of clips, and I'm honestly probably going to make a clip from this game alone, like a clip compilation. But what did you guys think, though?
Oh yeah,
man, this was a blast and a half. Oh my goodness, I did not expect to have so much fun playing a game such like this. I remember playing Konami Track and Field back on the NES, and it reminded me so much of this, just in 3D. And it may have not shown that I was having a whole bunch of fun, but I mean, I was locked in 90% of the time. I was like, man, I'm going for the jugular on this one.
Yeah, I mean, you thrashed us in a lot of stuff. Yeah, you were beat. You seem to be taking it more seriously, which was good though. I like that.
Yeah, it wasn't. That booty. It wasn't because like. I was trying to assert my dominance, but it's just like, oh my God, this is like my childhood right here. And I used to be so damn good at it. It's just all came back to me. It's just on a different platform.
It wasn't because I was fucking wrecking everyone, but that was there. That was happening as well.
Yeah. I didn't have fun because I was the only one that understood the game, but that was a factor.
Yeah.
What were you laughing at there, Graham?
To be like a bad guy. Oh my God.
Wait, on the clip that we were watching, what was
I don't know.
Laughing?
Graham, you're currently laughing in real life at something. So I was not looking at the video. I was watching our cameras.
I started laughing at one of your goes, Scotty, because you just ran He just ran. You didn't even jump. He just ran across the thing.
Oh, the long jump? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Nick did that first instead of jumping at the end. So you're supposed to mash. You can mash either A or X or alternate them, which is what I kept doing. And then you hit B at the last second, but you hold it down to jump further. But you have to time that, otherwise you'll foul out. On his first try, instead of even jumping, Nick just kept running into the sand.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was good.
It's just the fun. It's because it's kind of just. I don't know how to explain it. It even though it's kind of realistic or meant to be trying to be realistic, it's kind of just not, which makes it even more fun.
That sincerity is what makes it so hilarious, I think.
Yeah, it's a nice middle ground between arcade silliness and, going for a realistic sort of simulation.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. All of these mini games were insane. And yeah, I Scotty described it as, all of us kind of collectively hitting the wall at that point. It was more, for me, it was more like a second wind, like just kind of losing my mind while we were doing the hurdle race. Because in my mind, I was like, there's no chance that I'm going to be able to time these hurdles. So I'm just going to start plowing through every single one. I don't care. And I was in second. I'm not terribly competitive, like, at all. But when we start the race and I hear TBone go, I have no control over anything. Like, I was giggling already, but in my mind, I'm like, this is it. This is my chance. I need to take this race while TBone can't do anything.
Why is that? I need to find that if I can, because that was really good.
Everyone. Yeah, I'm like trying to explain the game, the controls as we're already racing, and but what's great is like, TBone in deadpan is just, I have no control. I have no control. But Graham, Nick, and I are all collectively losing our minds, but also doing horrible at this race. Like the worst people that ever, like, we've never seen a hurdle in our lives, and someone just threw these people onto the track, and they're like, you have to jump over that. What? You mean run into it directly with our crotch? Okay.
I've made a half joke, but in all honesty, incredibly serious pitch. If you want me to ever be interested in the Olympics, there needs to be one guy, one aggressively average, like, not like incapable, but aggressively average person who's doing these things to the best of their ability, so that you can contrast them to the people's, like, if I see the average hurdler finish this race in 17 and a half seconds, I'm like, oh, is that good? Is that bad? And then I'm like, oh, I'm that guy. Oh, that guy took a minute and a half and he tripped over every single hurdle on the way. All right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Good job, guys.
And there's also the thing that this is my favorite video and portion and part of the marathon, when this race goes just sideways. And then the end of it, for some reason, I thought that the race would end when everyone finishes the race. So I paused it after Graham, Nick, and I had finished, and I thought and then we had to reconnect T-Bone's controller. I seriously thought that once we did that, then it would let him finish the race, just let him actually race. But on this pause screen, you can see that fading in is the end of the race, like the end celebration thing. And I just didn't, in my production insanity status, I didn't even notice that. So I stupidly think, okay, we're going to give T-Bone a chance because he just didn't even do the race. So as soon as I unpause, like, I'm counting him off to signify, as soon as I hit unpause, you got to run. But instead what happens, I hit unpause and it ends, and just I look like the biggest asshole. Like, that was my point, to purposely do that, but it was not at all. And so we all lost our minds after that. Yeah.
That was probably the highlight of the night. Actually, that was so funny.
Honestly, the one of the few times where the technical difficulties actually made everything so much better.
And I have watched that clip so many times and watched each of our individual reactions, and just Graham begins crying basically and doesn't make any noises that we can hear. And what it was T-Bone had just given up like you can tell mentally he is gone because his controller disconnected yet again. Nick starts laughing, so I start laughing. Graham is like doing that silent laughter, but also it's probably we can't hear him over our own laughter. And then I'm laughing more. I don't even know what's happening, but I'm just laughing because there's laughing happening.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that was the flater mouse situation right there.
So funny.
I just want to point out, by the second time around that we did this, when we all knew what we were doing, it was still just as fun. It wasn't, because we didn't know what we were doing that it was so funny. The second round of games where we were actually competitive was very fun. I mean, again, TBone just fucking smoked us.
Yeah,
he did. He locked in.
I never cleared the high jump, and TBone decided to go for the world record.
Right.
The world record was like 2 meters 32. I just only went for
2.32 meters. You went for 2, but I mean you placed in the Olympic placements at the end.
Yeah,
and you did that for a number of the mini games.
Yeah, we were all like on the kids' table of the Olympics scoreboard. We did not ever get close to the actual humans in this game.
These guys over here were playing in Weenie Hut Jr.
Mm-hmm.
There is one thing I'm confused about on this. I feel like if you watch my character, I'm player 2, whatever. I feel like I do at the very end. I speed up and I take everybody basically randomly.
Well, you have a stamina.
But okay, so I cross the finish line.
Or something.
This is first.
Mm-hmm.
So I cross the finish line. It shows me winning, and then when it goes to the actual where I am, I'm not first anymore. It's weird.
I think.
I don't know.
I think maybe some of the computers just lapped us. I don't know. You're not that far off from some of the computers, but
they didn't feel like maybe it did wrap up, but it shows me winning though. Like it cuts to me going, yeah.
You finished first out of us. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, right. Well, to me, it felt like I'd beaten everybody, and I was very excited. And there's like this happened. And I was like, oh, I didn't do very well at all.
Yeah, I'm
bit confused.
Not entirely sure on that one. And but with that one, I learned the key tactic of just running in front of someone, and they will push you.
Oh yeah, that's
no matter your stamina.
Go backwards so you can see people getting pushed along.
And the noises are ridiculous as that's happening. It's like and all kinds of stuff. It just sounds like
cartoonish sound ever.
Yeah, it's pretty wonderful. And your character looks like you're suddenly playing QWOP when you're out of stamina.
Yeah.
So good, it's good stuff.
It's so
that's definitely going to happen again, and I can't wait for that. So we had planned on doing the Daytona tournament after that, but technology did not allow it. So unfortunately, no one got the belt this year. It is what it is. As we were trying to figure stuff out, though, Graham decided to pop in the Gladmort. Is this when it happened? Gladmort, something. No one said it right the whole time. I don't care.
Gladmort. Oh yeah, and also this was. Whoops. I didn't realize this because I didn't have the stream running. But on my screen, I had a full screen. On this, it was zoomed in on the character, so no one could see anything. I didn't even realize.
That is correct. This was when I had to take a break, so I walked away, and all I did was, all I saw was, well, Graham's game is up. He's good. People can see that. I'm out of here for a second.
Oh, man.
And but it was super zoomed in to like 1/9 of the screen until I came back and then zoomed it back out.
Oh man! So you couldn't even see the boss I was fighting properly. Oh man, this is.
I mean, we see his face. It's a
pig,
real angry pig.
Okay, then I think at some point you zoom it out. Where is it?
You for sure do it by the time
when I'm back.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, good. Okay, you can see the second boss a bit.
Yeah, that's some movie magic.
Me and my banana.
Oh man, so yeah, technical issues for fun, but yeah, Gladmort.
The bottom of your desktop's still there though, so cool.
Oh, well,
I like to point out my flaws.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, if anyone listening or watching, if you don't know, we spoke about Gladmort on the show before, but basically it's a new indie release, and it's where I had my game next to me earlier. Where's that gone? There we go. By Pixel Heart.
There you go.
and Josh Prod, I think, has also published it as well. But yeah, it's kind of like Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblins, and it's tough as nails. I suck at it. I'm really bad at this game, and yeah, although this is my favorite level. I love this level. This auto-scrolling level is really good. Oh, and if you're interested I've started a new YouTube channel for Sega Spirit called Sega Spirit Reviews, and this is the first mini review on there. It's actually the first review of any kind we've got on there. But yeah, so check that out if you're interested. I'll send a link in the description. But yeah, it's a fun game. What did you guys think of this? Watching me play it, for what you could.
I would never enjoy a game like this.
Fair enough.
This is right up my alley because I don't mind tough games as long as it is not just difficult just to be difficult. It's more of, hey, you have all the tools that you need to complete this game. It's just a matter of putting it all together.
Fair enough, yeah. I find this game harder than Xenocider, for example, because Xenocider, I think you can learn it and stuff. But yeah, it's interesting because you get different weapons, but when you get the weapons, it's random. So you never know what weapon you're going to get. And yes, that can actually affect your gameplay throughout. Because there's a couple of weapons I think are better than the others. If you don't get them until later in the game, it's a bit harder. But yeah, I think TBone, if you can give it a try, hopefully you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Never know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Y'all good.
Never know what you're gonna get with the weapon. So it is the Forrest Gump of video games, I hear.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ghosts and Goblins, like, that is very ambitious and also not necessarily my vibe. It looks very cool. I like the art and everything that it's going for. Yeah, it's very visually impressive. I'm sure that it's everybody who this is their type of games jam. But yeah, not for me.
Yeah, this is the level I keep getting to, and I just die so many times in this level. It's so frustrating. Basically, it's goblins just attacking you from all sorts of angles, and yeah, it's this is when I get really frustrated. I think Scotty actually said this is the most frustrated you've ever seen me, or something.
What did I say? Sorry.
This is the most angry or frustrated you've ever seen me, or something like that.
Oh, during this game, maybe.
Okay, well, you said it on the stream.
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
okay. Oh, then yeah. I mean, you were
said
getting visibly frustrated with some parts of it. I don't know why you wanted to play it.
I think it's a cool game. It's just not my jam. I just think I want to show it to people because I think I'd love to support indie developers more. So get out there and play it. And this one got the shurikens, which are awesome.
Oh gosh, yeah, they do look a little busted, so that makes sense.
Oh, they're balanced, largely due to the fact that the axe hits a lot of things, and you need at least 2 or 3 hits with the shuriken to take down the standard stuff. So I mean, it's balanced.
Yeah, I think that's when I realized it's like actually the axe I was doing much better with. So I switched back to the little axe. Yeah, go. Anyway,
I think from my brief observation of this game, I feel like if the shurikens fired diagonally, then they might be a little OP. But yeah.
Oh yeah, it was Mega Man 2 Metal Blade all over again.
And so Graham had to duck out after that, but we appreciated him hanging out as long as he did, servicing the masses as long as he could. After he dipped, though, we had some fighting games. Just T-Bone and I hit those up. We started out with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. We've never fully successfully shown off this game with all the characters, but we were able to find a save file with all the characters and stuff. And then I don't know, we just went a few rounds. I mean, I don't have much to say about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I feel like everybody knows about this game, but did you have a good time with it, T-Bone, though?
Yeah, despite the whole fact that there was a severe amount of input lag. I still had a blast. Even in this particular scene, I was actually trying to go for the very infamous, do you want to learn how to do it infinite? But there was just so much lag in between all that. It's like, yeah, I unfortunately wouldn't be able to do it. I can whip it out easily on like Steam or whatever other thing if I was in person. But on this, it was a lot more difficult. Still fun though.
Yeah, Marvel's a good time. I mean, you still kick my ass in both this game and the next one eventually. So lag or not, you know.
Mhm.
I think Nick was just hanging out for this one. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was also going to quip here that I also had the Juggernaut glitch on one of these rounds. Which, for people that don't know, if you so happen to do the power up with Juggernaut and then tag him out, he stays in that power up state. Doesn't really help him out too much. Well, he does a crap ton of damage, which just only bolsters his damage even more so. But big body characters like that against like some of the better characters in the game, it won't make a difference. It really won't.
Marvel, baby.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we got raided at one point, so I tried to show off some Mega Man Legends people in honor of the comic book and stuff. That's what's happening right now in the video we have. Everything's ridiculous. It's a very balanced game though. Very balanced, very fair, so nothing to worry about there. After that was Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Which I don't know, I threw on here. I will admit I thought we'd have more fighting people physically playing these games, so I know how to play fighters, kind of. I sort of understand them, so that was the logic behind this. But we played some Third Strike. It's Third Strike. Any comments on that, TBone?
Same thing. There was same thing with like Marvel. There was a lot of input lag and everything. I mean, still a fun game. There were several times where you see me just doing nothing, and it's like, oh, I would normally do Fierce Punch, and it's like, oh, wait a second, this isn't like my normal controllers that I have to where I have to use the other trigger in order to launch a heavy attack. I was like, great. But yeah, it's also the other thing to note is that regenerating supers. Oh God, if I didn't have a lot of what I was dealing with, the rounds would have went by much faster.
I'm bad at fighting games. That's what he's saying.
No, because
you just said the rounds would have went a lot quicker, meaning you would have kicked my ass quicker.
Well, that's the reason why I was saying it was deadly is due to the fact that, oh, hey, I have access to unlimited supers, so I just do one. I could do a basic combo and delete like 40% of your life, and then I get it back for free. And it's like, oh, that can be problematic.
Them's fighting games.
Yep, very true.
So after that, we went back to an indie title, and I played a little bit of Escape 2042: The Truth Defenders, which is a platforming puzzler game. Not in the exact same vein as Flea 2 that we played earlier, but more like a Zillion, if anybody's played that on the Master System. But this is a game made by Orion Soft, I believe.
Yeah.
But it was made on Dreamcast, but it's out on Game Boy. I think they did a Nintendo like NES release, and of course PC also. But I showcased it on a previous marathon and actually introduced TJ's friend Matt to it. He got pretty excited about it, or he was pretty interested in it, I should say. I enjoy it. It can be challenging. It does get trickier eventually, but we just showed it for a little bit. And at this point, AJ was actually in the chat, who used to be part of every single marathon we did. So it was cool to hear from him. I think I was starting to get my second wind with this game and BSing with AJ and stuff. So, but it's a cool puzzler game. I believe, Nick and TBone. I think TBone ducked out for a little bit, but Nick was around for this one. So, was it fun to watch? I don't know how fun this is to watch me fail or gradually progress at this game.
I had fun. I mean, I will say I wasn't aware. Even though this was only a 12-hour marathon, and we've done the 24s before, and you were my age when you did the 24-hour marathon, my thought is, I'm not a young man. I mentally was pretty gone at this point. Like, I only vaguely have recollections in terms of what my thoughts were. So if you said that it was an indie game, I totally missed it because I was like, man, I can't believe they fucking predicted the future and have you playing as like an Elon Musk looking dude. And I was really focused on the fact that they gave your character a little bit of a paunch belly. Yeah, no, it looks deceptively difficult.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah, it's quite tricky. Yeah,
the platforming is ambitious. I don't think they give you much of an arc to explain your grenade use, which kind of shies me off from using it. And yeah, I mean, I certainly don't have the patience that you attribute me to having with platformers like this. I think I would have noped out pretty quick. Not even if I was in person playing this, not just with the input delay. But I mean, I think the visuals are pretty cool. I like what it's going for. And I like the notion of a semi-stealth sort of game. A stealth platformer is an interesting concept.
Yeah, because there are security cameras in this.
Yeah. I played this when it first came out and beat it. I think it's a really fun game. It's one of those games you have to learn because you kind of have to learn every screen is basically its own puzzle almost. Once you learn the puzzles, and then you've also got these little screens you have to go to which unlock different things. It's a fun game. I just think it's a really fun game. And the music, I think there's something about the music being really, it's quite repetitive, but really good. Like, I really enjoyed the music when I was playing it. I was like, this is great. I'm sad I missed this bit of the marathon, unfortunately, because next time, Scotty, got to put this in earlier.
Next time. Yeah. It does say something about the music that you're going through, and it's when you die, you're right back in it immediately. You are right back at the whichever corner of the level or whatever. But and you do every computer monitor you hop over to and stuff, you have to do a button combo. It starts with just 4, or it might even start with only 3, but on this portion it was just 4, and then I think they add an icon, or not an icon, but add a space you have to fill each time or whatever. So it's like up, down, left, right, whatever. But it says something about the soundtrack that when you're going through over and over, and that it only has one track playing, that it doesn't get repetitive, it doesn't get annoying. And then the music did change, and I was like, oh shoot, this must be a different level now. And I didn't get past that room, but yeah, it can definitely be tricky, but I do really enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's been a while since I played it, but the later levels do change quite a lot, don't they? From memory.
Yeah, visually they do as well.
There's like one where you're rappelling up a wall or something. Like,
I didn't get that far. I don't know.
There's like you're on a planet's surface, and another one, I think, from memory. It's
interesting.
I mean, this has been out for a few years now. I played it when it first came out, but yeah. So yeah, it's not all in these little rooms. It does change a bit as you progress, which is really cool.
And we did, we won't get a lot into it, but we did just report on the sequel that's in production right now for the Genesis Mega Drive by the same dev, which is just one dude, as far as I know. Orion Soft is basically one guy making these games.
Yeah, which is awesome. And yeah, the next one looks more polished. It looks more like a 16-bit game rather than an 8-bit game, and the character's bigger, and yeah, it looks interesting.
What? I'm thinking of a game now that was big on Xbox 360 arcade that this reminds me of. It was called like just YY or some like amount of letters, and I can't remember now. And you were like some sort of ninja type character but you were very small. You were also almost a stick figure.
That's N plus.
N plus, there it is. Yep.
Yeah.
If anybody knows N plus, if you like N plus, you will like this game, in my opinion. So yeah.
Yeah. If I can say,
sure.
My only thing with this game, from my limited time of playing it, The hitboxes in this game is kind of BS.
Yeah,
We're
the security
talking,
camera and stuff.
yeah, you get sniped from nowhere. It's like, this isn't even on me or nearby this character's hitbox. What the hell's going on?
Right.
I would love to see a hitbox viewer at some point in time. If somebody can decompile it and just show where everything so happens to be, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, it was hard to gauge, and it's hard to describe unless you're looking at the video, but the cameras do have like this rotating 5 orbs, I think, and that's basically their field of vision, but you've got to really guess where they actually are, it felt like.
Like right there, it was
Yeah.
you had that little blind spot and everything that you can hide under. But I think, yep, just like right there,
Yep.
it was just so huge that you could not even that you would think that, oh, I'm so far away. Nope, it's just enough to smack you.
It was strange.
Mm.
But no, I like it. I do. I keep forgetting about that game. I need to sit down with it outside of a stream. I've only actually played it on stream now that I realize. And then hopping back into first party games, or well, whatever. Commercially released, I should say. OutTrigger, that we showed off in honor of the Dreamcast network community, bringing the network ability back online with this game. It is a first-person shooter, but it does not control like a modern one. Very arcadey. Corey was back at this point, so the stream got louder. Energy was brought back when we were starting to dwindle a little bit. So thanks to him for that, as always. And we named ourselves certain 3-letter words that came out on screen as butt, nut, slut, fat, and that was everything to us at that moment. I enjoyed this game. It's another one that you could actually play with the twin stick if you are crazy. And it really needed a second stick, but yeah, very arcadey, very colorful, like Quake 3 Unreal Tournament kind of style. What did you guys think who played it? Which was at this point it was Corey, me, TBone, and Nick playing this game together. 4-player split screen.
I never woke up on these controls. I struggled a lot.
Yep. I
I picked
offered
up-
to pause it and like switch it so that the left stick, for some reason, the D-pad moves you and the left stick would look, but that's the only stick and they're on top of each other. So I don't know how, or you could use the left and right triggers to turn left and right, but otherwise, like left on D-pad is strafe left, right on D-pad is strafe right. It felt busted as heck, but there are different control schemes that we did not have access to or didn't have. Like it just said, pick
Wait,
A1
so
for controls. It's like, oh, it'd be nice to know what that means, but it just said control scheme like A1 or something instead.
I think we played Unreal Tournament before that had the face buttons act as the right stick, which was a lot more intuitive than this.
Yeah.
This, I eventually was like, again, I was mentally quite drained, and I was just like, yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna stay mostly in place and just shoot whoever decides to wander in my direction.
Yeah.
I didn't really care if I won or lost, and Corey was there bringing the energy, so I was just fine to die or not die, or I don't know.
Right.
For me, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, I got used to the controls. Definitely, I think everybody in here would say that it would probably benefit better if we had a second analog stick, because it was fun. I enjoyed it. It's just that, man, early 2000s, 2001 gaming for first-person shooters on consoles, it was rough, very rough.
The kids don't understand what we went through, man.
Yeah, we struggled. I asked TJ, who was in the chat, like, can you get us a PDF of the manual real quick? I want to see what these other control methods are, but I didn't have a second to look that up. But I was curious, so yeah, we'll play it. I like that game. I think Graham likes that game too, right, Graham?
I've played it. I've owned it and played it a bit when it first came out, but it's been a long time. But I remember enjoying it. I remember it being fun. But yeah, it's been a long time, so.
I think. Oh, that's right too. I was looking at. I'm sorry. Did you have more? Sorry.
No, I'm done. Yeah.
Okay. I remember I did look at the manual PDF briefly, and I saw that there were control schemes. I think you can use the keyboard. I can't remember, but I know you can use the mouse, and there were literally control schemes showing a controller and a mouse. So you can use both of those at the same time, or you can use two controllers at the same time. I could be mistaken. That was just a glance at the manual. I don't own the game, and I don't have the PDF up in front of me to double check, but it sounds chaotic and exactly like what has to happen in a physical marathon again.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun.
Yep, I would agree.
And then the final hour was upon us. So we broke out the balls. That's right, tennis balls with Virtua Tennis, one of the best multiplayer games, maybe the best tennis game and better than Mario Tennis. Suck it, Nintendo. I don't know. What'd you guys think? Corey was still here for this and loud and bringing it.
Oh yeah. This was a ton of fun. This was another nice energy boost. Corey did bring some energy, but no, it was just a very enjoyable time. Yeah. Go
there were
ahead.
some good volleys in here that I was just like, hold on, how in the heck am I doing this?
Yeah. This is another one that I think could have done with a lot more time getting to play. And I mean, this and the Olympic one, I think, were ones where I'm just like, yeah, I could see like playing this to try and figure out what's going on at the very least, so that we weren't just doing serve lobbies and errors to like waste half of our available sets, so that we could actually have a very interesting volley back and forth.
Yeah. Consistent game going.
Man. And if you ever get to do the marathon in person in the future, I don't know if you know, but on the VMU screen, you actually see your little tennis person moving, and you can actually watch the screen and play via the VMU screen.
Oh, yeah, it does have the full court on the screen somehow.
And so you can actually judge where the ball is and play that. It's difficult, but it's doable.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Ahead of their time. And I'm pretty sure you can use the fishing rod with this one as well.
Yes,
yes, you can.
So there you go, the fishing rod controller, to clarify.
I have a memory of actually using the two controllers, and I accidentally smacked the two rods together by accident.
Oof.
It's like, oops,
Ouch.
my bad.
Ooh.
Yeah. Thankfully, no damage. But it was like, oh, if he wasn't awake, now I'm awake now.
Right. Yeah, it's a good time all the time. So we did that just for a hot 30 minutes, and then switched on over to Soul/POLE Calibur. Baby.
The pole still burns.
The pole still burns. So to get the fishing rod in queue here, bring everyone up to speed. That's right. You can use the fishing rod controller with Soul Calibur, making it POLE Calibur. And I used to have the gimmick of wearing this mask when I played with a band, as the drummer would do. Put this dinosaur mask on. I'm gonna do it right now, and it probably won't actually change how I sound in the mic too much. But yep, you get one of these. You get one of these. You get one of these, and you're Lizard Man fighting Lizard Man as Lizard Man versus Lizard Man fishing rod. It's a obvious recipe for success, I would say, right? But what was happening, since we couldn't use the fishing rod digitally, I did get a connector for that, and it does read Dreamcast gamepads and everything, but it doesn't read the motion insanity of the fishing rod, unfortunately, adequately. So I did that IRL, and I split it in half so that Corey, Nick, and TBone could play Soul Calibur against each other while I was waving like a maniac as a dinosaur. Had the Jurassic Park Velociraptor mask on and using the claws at one point as well.
It was awesome.
That's how we ended every year. But it's a blessing and a curse that I end it like that, because it gives me more energy, and so I don't go to sleep for like another hour and a half because I'm a psychopath. But
yeah,
how does that look, everybody?
Yeah, it was great.
That was awesome.
Yeah, loved it.
I mean, quickly on the, I don't think I've played Soul Calibur 1 since I was a kid, so I really didn't know any of the buttons, and I felt supremely bad because I realized my only chance against T-Bone was to ring out him, and that was my entire strategy.
Yeah.
And it worked a couple times. So
Yeah, I never was a big Soul Calibur person, and I'll play it, but yeah, it was one of those things where I may know a few things, but ring outs are just my kryptonite.
for sure.
It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous game. Yeah, here's the other mask I had, though. The actual, like, Jurassic Park thing. I don't get the claws just because they're right here.
Hell yeah.
They were something else. So I put these bad boys on. That's the wrong hand. Put these bad boys on. And would somehow get the rod in my hand and, wave it around like you do. So, happy Halloween.
That is awesome.
Yes, that's how we end every marathon, though, to ring in the final countdown there, and golly, so it was a good time. Overall, we had an initial goal of $500 for ExtraLife at the beginning, and we smashed that pretty quickly and changed it to 1,000. Or I was gonna change it to 750. That's usually the logical progression, but we had already gotten over that, and so the goal now is 1,000. By the end of the marathon, we had $900. So that was very
Nice.
cool.
Cool.
And we thank everyone for that.
Yeah.
But it's not over. You have until the end of the year. So we'll, there's always an extra life day stream that I try to do. Maybe we'll do something before that. Not sure yet, but it was another year, another Dreamcast marathon in the bank.
Nice. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, oh yeah, and shouts out real quick, just because we have it up. I don't know if everyone sees it, but the background for the BRB screens and stuff was done by GG Dreamcast, an amazing photographer that has playlists with like a white old CRT monitor and like Dreamcast sitting next to it. I threw the chow up top there, but yeah, they do good stuff. GG Dreamcast.
Yeah.
They used to do photos for Megavisions too. They did some photography for
nice.
Megavisions.
Yeah, he's got his own website. I think he sells some games through that as well, or something.
He does. Yeah, he sells games. He sells merch and stuff.
Yeah, they're unlike a lot of websites where you can't just see a case. He actually does these really cool artistic shots, which make him look even better. Which, yeah, love it. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. So, I guess that's the marathon, but what are everyone's final thoughts on it? Maybe we can go around and say favorite parts or biggest lesson learned or favorite new thing they didn't know existed. That's my favorite part, is always introducing people to games they didn't know existed, and then they end up like seeking them out on their own and stuff. So whoever wants to go first.
Honestly, I have to say it would be Virtua Athlete. I've enjoyed it so freaking much. I didn't even know it was a thing on a Dreamcast. And then, of course, the runner-up would actually be, shocker, Sonic Shuffle. Virtua Tennis, I've played that so much before.
Oh boy.
It's a good time always, but Sonic Shuffle is definitely one of those sleeper things. I'm like, okay, would I actually go out and try to get this for my own collection? Yeah, and I would actually play it unironically. It was a good game. I enjoyed it.
Nick was raising the roof and stuff, and that's why I said, "Oh boy."
Anytime I've banged the drum, I banged the drum of Sonic Shuffle so hard, like during the Sega Addicts era, that people thought I was doing a bit, and I don't blame them. I think what actually Scotty said about me is my commitment to the bit is unwavering. Or somebody else said that to me recently, and it wasn't positive. It's just like, it's very difficult to tell when you're being serious because your commitment to the bit is unwavering. No, I love Sonic Shuffle, and I will slowly convert people who hate on it to coming around to it. Granted, the virtual version cuts out easily the most valid and biggest complaint, which is the load time. But yeah, echoing what TBone said, the Virtua Athlete, that was what a home run! Like, just so much fun. I mean, and you wouldn't think, because looking back on it, many of those mini games have the exact same. It's having you do more or less the exact same thing: mash to run, and hit B at the right time and time it for the angle of which never changes from 45 degrees, and yet couldn't hit the high jump. Never got a very good javelin throw in. Didn't jump a hurdle once. But no, it was so much fun, and getting the 4-player side by side co-op was great. Pretty much all the indie games I thought were very intriguing one reason or another. Maybe not really my personal thing, but I thought either stylistically or gameplay wise, they all brought something very interesting. And maybe Virtual Tennis, I think Virtua Tennis is the one that I'm going to want. I will be excited to get to play again for longer, hopefully in a future marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Graham, what do you think?
I think I'm going to have to echo what's been said, really. Virtual Athlete was surprisingly amazing. I think because it was 4-player, I knew it existed. I don't think I'd ever played it because I'm not really into athletic games at all, like the Olympic games and stuff like that. I played Mario Sonic Olympics, which is fun enough. Winter Olympic games I tend to enjoy a bit more, but this was, I think, just for the 4-player, just mentalness and how janky it is, but also it was just a fun game. I really enjoyed it. And also the surprise for me was Sonic Shuffle as well, because when I played in the past I hated it, and this time I was actually I enjoyed it. I had some fun. I would have happily played that longer, basically. I think we could have gone for another half hour, maybe, or at least another 10 minutes. I don't know. But
Nick's job was successfully done.
Yep, Nick.
Yep.
Well done. But yeah, generally, it's still, everything was fun. Everything I played was fun. Watching people play was fun. Just a shame with all the technical issues, we probably didn't get to play as much as we wanted to. And we will learn from that for next year, I guess, hopefully. Or just repeat it all over again and drive ourselves into madness.
Yeah, but I will say those indie games, the two that I really want to dig my teeth into, because I think I'll enjoy Flea, but it's not really high on my priority. Definitely would have to be Xenocider and Gladmort. It's just those two scratches that itch. If you take look at games like Cannon Spike, which is just fast, frenetic, just get to the business. And those two games are very much in that same vein, to me at least. Where it's okay, well, I don't have a lot of time to dedicate to a JRPG or something. Here, let me throw this on and cram my face into the wall a couple of times.
Right.
Yeah. If you can get Xenocider, I definitely recommend it. I highly rate that game. It's a lot of fun, and I've beaten it and stuff, on a stream, which was really good. Didn't beat it yesterday though. But so much fun.
All good.
For what it's worth, Sonic Shuffle is going up in price, so I'd get it sooner than later if you want a physical copy. But in the US, it's $50. For some reason, there's a not for resale copy version for $56. The Japanese version's the cheapest at $38. Graham, I don't know what's going on in your country, but it's $148 in the PAL version.
Are you serious?
Wow.
They know what's up with Shuffle over there. It's in high demand.
Hot game.
You got to go to those back alleys with guys in the big coats, and he's like, "Hey, man, I got a copy of Shuffle for you."
You shuffle? I shuffle.
Man, I'm trying to remember if I still own a copy. I think I own a copy. God.
Give you a little bit of the 5-knuckle shuffle. Hey.
Shuffle. Yeah, I do think we could have used maybe hour-long sessions with a couple of games. I was just trying to fit. I come up with a schedule and we discuss it. But it was a factor of 12 hours. Let's get some indies in here but showcase the games that we know could be an hour. But yeah, some games could have used, just because time doesn't work always in your favor, so you might not start a game until 5 or 10 after, and then you've got 20 minutes maybe with something instead, so it doesn't pan out as well. But yeah, tech difficulties aside, everybody was patient when we needed to be, and we were positive when we needed to be, and it was still a lot of fun overall, and we raised some money for a good cause, so I think it was another successful one. And we're not as dead as we would be the next day had we done a 24-hour marathon. So, yeah. And shouts out to my wife for letting me turn the living room upside down again. I mean, she enjoys doing the marathon also. She was bummed that she she couldn't be there the whole time, but at least got a quick round of Crazy Taxi in, so that was something.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what the next thing will be streaming wise for ExtraLife stuff. Maybe there will be a Sonic Shuffle stream. We'll have to. I'm sure it'll be a lot easier to put together just one game for an amount of time than everything under the sun. And that was the thing too. I'm sure if people care enough, they'll scream about, well, you didn't play this, you didn't play that. It's like we got to pick what we can showcase in a short amount of time. We learned the hard way with Shenmue a couple of years in a row. That's just not worth trying to chuck in there unless you do some duck racing or something. But yeah, and other games. So yeah, I don't know. Any final thoughts on it at all or anything by anyone?
I'll wait to the next one.
I severely underestimated how much energy you had at my age to do this marathon. I stayed in one chair for 12 hours, and afterwards I went and laid on my bed, and I was like, what the fuck?
Sometimes all it is just a stubbornness and just the willingness to get the thing done.
Yeah.
Your body,
my stubbornness.
You can always rest when you're dead.
That is true. And I do forget that not everybody is as crazy as I am in terms of this stuff. But we've always done a podcast like the day after, while it's still fresh in our heads or something. Or we tried to anyway, following the marathon. But some people were like, what is wrong with you? Get off the internet. You just played this dumb game. I'll tell you what's wrong with me. I don't know, because now I want to go play Blue Stinger that I've been playing through on Dreamcast. So I don't know what my problem is. But
I'll tell you what's wrong with me. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with me. I don't know.
I still need to play through Blue Stinger. I still have that copy you gave to me.
Yep. I've owned that game like
it
5 times, but yeah, one of those copies went to T-Bone. It's been I have a weird history with that game never working. But yeah. So, no, I don't know. I'll throw it back over to you, Graham, because I think we're wrapping up on the marathon stuff now.
Ooh, yeah, no, that's all good. So yeah, I think we can wrap up the show basically there. Nic, T-Bone, if people want to find you, if you want people to find you, where can they find you?
Want to be found. T-Bone just jumped into the shadows.
Yeah, what happened there?
I'm gone to the shadow realm.
He's been swallowed by the darkness. What's going on?
Oh no.
Hold on. Because the light in my room was doing a thing.
What's happening right now?
Yeah, hold on. I didn't turn the light on in my room. See, there we go.
You're back. Or is he? Is that a different T-Bone? Ask him something only T-Bone would know.
How many lows could Rob Lowe rob if Rob Lowe could rob lows?
All right, plug yourselves.
So where I can be found, I'm on the Blue Sky, same name, tbone2886.bluesky.social. I'm not super active on there. I also have a Twitter account, but I've been trying to divest myself away from there because that site is something.
Oh, yeah.
But that's primarily what I'll be posting on is my Blue Sky. I also have an Instagram as well. I don't really do much of nothing with that, so I'm not even going to bother. And casually, I stream sometimes. That is, let me see if I can pull it up really, really quick because I forget things. I am an adult that has bad memory at times. That's at T_bone2886. Yes, I'm very original. If anything, I'm pretty sure I can put it down somewhere and it be listed at some other point in time. But yeah. fairly easy to be found.
Cool. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Nick.
Oh man, when was the last time I said that you can find me woo, at the Nic Flair? I mean, pretty much anywhere. But the thing is you're not going to find me doing much of anything right now. I was delightfully surprised by the number of people who came by for the Dreamcast promo stream. So I don't know if I can contribute to the Extra Life Day stream whenever that happens, or maybe I'll get back into streaming again. I don't know. I wouldn't rely on it. But Blue Sky, Instagram, if you want. I really don't post anything or do anything worth finding. But on Twitch, keep an eye out. Maybe I'll do something there.
Sweet.
Who knows?
Cool. And we'll drop, if you guys want to share your links, so I can drop them in the description when the video goes live and stuff. So people can find you if they want to stalk you a little bit, which I'm sure I will do after this.
Oh no.
Scotty,
you're an adult.
Scotty, have you got any shout outs or any last things you want to do?
No, the marathon was the last thing to plug.
Fantastic.
For the past couple of episodes, so
Nice.
not really anything. I just tried to hit something that I thought was on my monitor, and it's this nail in my wall.
Oh, nice.
So that's fun. No, I don't really have anything else. I don't know. Just thanks for all the support, guys. I was on a thing with Barry from Sega Bits recently, hyping up the marathon, but also talking about like the history of Sega fan sites and stuff, which was a lot of fun. I didn't even mention that actually through that, I was reminded of one of the first Dreamcast streams I ever watched from ihaveadreamcast.com. This like group of full-blown adults that streamed the Dreamcast for 24 hours on Martin Luther King Jr. Day or something in 2009. And they were also all members of different bands. And like after that marathon, they made an EP of songs dedicated to the Dreamcast. And that's the music I was trying to play throughout the marathon, throughout the breaks and stuff. Okay. So it's like a lot of like indie and like folk rock stuff. It's some decent songs on there, some good, like actually genuinely good music. So maybe I'll throw Graham that playlist link because somebody uploaded it to YouTube, thankfully. And my favorite one is Venice is Dying. It's about House of the Dead too.
Oh,
cool. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe just listen to that EP that no one supports anymore. There's no bands related to that active or anything, but it's still good music.
Sweet.
Jeez.
Sounds good. Cool.
Sorry, real quick. I didn't know if we were doing shout outs. I thought we were just plugging socials.
You should do a shout out as well. Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Do it. I had a number of people who popped by the stream, friends from different servers. So I did want to thank them because I'll link this episode to them to let them know. It was very cool of them to come by, people from small community servers up to bigger community servers. I dropped this in the Dropout extra credit server, which is the large centralized fan community server for Dropout TV.
Cool.
If you're not familiar with them, they do like short form and longer form videos. The Game Changer videos, things that you might have seen from comedy. Yes,
that I only know of it from like Instagram and I think YouTube as well. But because I don't think I can access the actual thing over here, but I see them on YouTube.
Oh, you totally for sure can.
I think I looked at it and it said I wasn't allowed to watch it or something because
we'll talk after.
The internet will provide.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah,
it's really good though. Okay, sorry, carry on.
So the people from the Dropout servers and what have you who came by, that was great. And the other people I want to shout out were the Five Mics community. I mentioned it in the questions, which will eventually get brought up. But Five Mics, the trading card game, hip hop. I fell in love with this game at MagWest, and they had me take an exam, and I've become like a small independent promoter for them. These guys are really cool, and they came by the stream in support as well and wanted to shout us out in their channel for what we were doing. They gave us thanks in their channel because they weren't sure where.
Fantastic.
I'm going to talk to you more about that for sure because I've been getting the itch to play more TCGs and everything. And I've been getting back into playing Pokemon. Yeah, for all things Pokemon, you think more Magic the Gathering, which I'm still doing things with Magic the Gathering, but Pokemon just has my attention by a lot. But Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about that afterwards.
For sure.
Cool. TBone, do you have any
shout
other
out to
plugs
Nick's
at all?
friend. What?
Oh, sorry, Scotty. You go. Sorry.
I was just gonna say shout out to Nick's friend, Hello Sushi, or whoever they were.
Hello, Sushi. Spooky, say hi.
Yeah, that's what I said. I called them a couple different things because I was reading names too fast. What were you saying, Graham?
I was going to say, T-Bone, did you have any plugs or anything? Any extra things you want to plug?
Shout outs, yeah.
Shout outs.
I don't really have any shout outs per se, but I just want to say thanks to the people that came by to the stream and just dealt with us while we were dealing with all the technical difficulties and everything. Appreciate it. You guys are the real ones.
Nice.
1,000%. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. I want to say thank you to everyone who came by as well and joined the chat, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. I was going to give a quick plug to something else very quickly, which is the Sega guys. They've actually put out a review of Shinobi Art of Vengeance, and it's a really good review. I just want to just shout out to them because I think they do a lot of good work, and just mad respect to those guys. And yeah, if you're interested in Shinobi Art of Vengeance and you haven't picked it up yet, check out the review. Pretty much gives you all the information you need to know. And yeah, other than that, thanks for coming and joining us on the stream. The 12-hour marathon, that was really fun, and hopefully we'll do another one. Well, hopefully we'll do another one next year, but hopefully Scotty and other people will do other stuff a bit more maybe later in this year for something else. And thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go and stalk Nick and T-Bone, and catch you all later. And we're back. There we go. Cool.
Well, we're not back,
Nice.
but we're done.
We're back. We're back live. We're live again for another 12 hours. Let's do this.
What's up, chat?
No.
Smash that like button. Next up,